this competition is held on a separate day or a separate night, we get a bonus because we get the skills in between the periods tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good bonus, I think, for all the fans in the building tonight, too. You don't have to try to commit to multiple days to come out and see a skills competition and then come back again to see an all-star game. You get to get it all wrapped up into one here, and we should get a pretty good display out here during the intermissions tonight.
So each team is going to have 3 skaters. It's not overly complicated. You got to do a loop around the ice, and they're going to time it. Whoever has the fastest time is going to win. Who are the 3 fastest Solar Bears, having seen this team all year?
Yeah, the 3 skaters jumping in for the Orlando Solar Bears today are Scott Tansky, who has really become a fan favorite here in Orlando. He's been here since the very first season, the longest current tenured Solar Bear on the roster. So he'll go out and he'll get a chance to show his stuff a little bit out here. And then Brady Vale is my personal pick for who I think is going to end up being the fastest among the Solar Bear players who go, and also skating for the Orlando Solar Bears will be Brett Finley as well, who's got a pretty good set of wheels on him.
Looks like Curtis Vaughn is going to lead things off, though, for the All-Stars. The teams are going to alternate.
All right, fans, this is very technical. We're setting up the official time clock.
Not having seen much of Curtis Vaughn except for the first period, he looked fast.
He did, I agree.
When he got the puck and was speeding up ice, doesn't have to worry about a puck in this competition.
It's always fun to watch these type of things, though, I think, Dave, and the players get the opportunity to just put your head down, skate around. You don't have to worry about handling the puck, guys stepping up and hitting you, anything like that. A really good opportunity to showcase their speed.
You got to handle the turns, though.
You do. Those crossovers are crucial.
Curtis Vaughn waiting for the signal.
And fans, make some noise for all of the men here tonight, representing the ECHL and your Solar Bears.
Curtis Vaughn plays for the Kalamazoo Wings. How many of these players have you seen over the course of your time in the ECHL?
A pretty good chunk of them. Vaughn's not one of them that I've seen so far, except, of course, as you mentioned, Dave, earlier on in this game. We're going to chance to see what he does here today, but we've seen a few of them. We mentioned Garrett Haar a couple of times during that first period, one of those defensemen who was jumping up into the play an awful lot of times. He had a 4-assist game against Orlando earlier this season. Always fun to see a guy do something like that, especially as a defenseman. I get a chance to kind of rally those points up a little bit.
We want to see your skills when we put you on the Solar Bears air guitar.
Interesting that this ECHL All-Star team, not necessarily comprised of all of the leading scorers in the league. And instead, we have a lot of younger players who are among the leaders in rookie scoring, but not overall scoring.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's been a focus of the ECHL lately, has been to try to find these guys and get them into the All-Star game. These players that the coaches think have a really good opportunity to someday make it into the NHL. And that's why they've been able to boast those 46 players since 2002 when they started to look at this format. And for players who have played in the All-Star game and then have graduated to go on into the National Hockey League. And it's a pretty cool way, the opportunity that players have to get picked to join a competition like this. They poll the coaches, they poll media around the country, and so these, especially the coaches' votes in this situation where the coaches can really sit down and say, yeah, this guy's got some of the tools that it takes, and they've had an opportunity to see players graduate from this league, make it up to the NHL, so a really good opportunity to look and try to pinpoint some of those guys to really come out here and show us what they have.
Not only a future in hockey, but maybe Garrett Sparks is a future in air guitar. Entertaining the fans here while they work out the clock issues for the fastest skater competition.
The bear guitar is always a popular Jumbotron feature, and they've got that going on here in the arena right now as well. Usually it's the fans who get involved with it, but you can see goaltender Garrett Sparks.
He just returned to the Solar Bears.
Yeah, very recently, yes. Yes. He came back to Orlando just in time for a quick contest there against the Tulsa Oilers here over the last weekend. Right before the All-Star week here in Orlando. Did a nice job earning the victory for the Orlando Solar Bears. Garrett Sparks, we should mention as well, big congratulations to him. He went up to the American Hockey League a little bit earlier this season with our affiliate in Toronto, of course, the Toronto Marlies, and recorded his first American Hockey League shutout.
Well, he had a heck of a first period. There's no doubt about that. 12 saves, including a number of point-blank stops. All right, Curtis Vaughn is ready. He's off. Let's see how he handles this turn. Pretty well done. seconds.
And you said it, I think coming around that final corner, he just lost the edge a little bit there and had to slow up to avoid crashing into the boards. Still a very nice run, though.
This is not something that guys necessarily practice.
Exactly,
either.
yeah. And it's probably important to keep that in mind, that it's pretty rare for a player that you go all the way around the rink without stopping.
All right, here's Kansky. He's got his feet moving. Short strides on those crossovers. He did the same thing. He stopped one crossover. Let's see how he finishes.
Scott's time, 13.59 seconds.
So he's in the lead, 13.59.
Pretty good run for Tansky, and we saw him take those corners a little bit more shallow. Might have cut off the total distance that he had to skate. And maybe that last one a little too shallow. He had to correct himself a little bit as he started to come around the net.
Here's Alex Krushelnyski. Mentioned earlier, his dad, Mike, longtime NHLer.
Can't hurt to have some of that experience in the family.
He's got a really smooth stride. He handled that beautifully.
I think he's the best we've seen so far on that second turn.
That was 13.47, just faster than Tansky's. You can tell
exactly, yeah.
he's got great technique, whereas Tansky, who was a fast skater, was moving his feet quickly. It didn't really look like Krushelnyski was, but his form was so good, he was able to generate a lot of speed.
I thought he took a perfect angle around that second turn that we've seen catch up Tansky and Volk a little bit so far as well, and not having to slow down to try to regain your stride around the net probably helped.
Here's Brady Vale. You thought he might be the fastest of the three Solar Bears.
He's got great straight line speed.
He did not cross over on the second turn. He just did a glide. Let's see if it worked for him. He came close, but not close enough.
Tansky a higher time, and Krushelnyski as well.
All right, two skaters to go. Steve Szymanski. It's not often you see defensemen in these fastest skater competitions. Let's see how he does. He's digging hard.
Had to go into that glide again around that second turn.
All right, so Krushelnyski's time is still the time to beat. The final skater.
Brett Finley, the next one, who will skate for
it is
the
going to be
Solar Bears.
Finley.
He's going to be an interesting case here as well, because he's very agile out on the ice, and so maybe those corners that we've seen slow some other skaters up might work to his advantage.
He handled that pretty well.
He did. Had to glide a bit behind the net.
13.72 is not going to do it. So it's Alex Krushelnyski. And if you're just going to go on form, he had the best form.
Yeah, I
which
agree.
may have equated to the fastest time.
And I think he was the only player that really took that good angle down on that second turn around the net that's off to our right, Dave, and actually managed to come in and get another crossover in as he was coming around the corner there. Fastest Solar Bear tonight, Scott Tansky, 13.59.
All right, Kelly's